Yo, what's up, fam? So we are live in the group right now. All right. So you know what I'm going to do is pull up this tab so I can also watch what is going on here. Let me see what screens are being shown. Sweetness. Okay. Drop a 1 in the comments, guys, if you can hear me. If you're watching this on Facebook, in my Facebook group, SMA Six Figure Sales Secrets, freaking A, yes, you guys are going to love this. Actually, I've not done these before, and I'm going to start doing these more often. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is being filmed live where I take comments in my Facebook group. So if you want to attend that, you guys can do that. From now on, just go join a Facebook group, which will be linked in the description. All right, guys, let's break this down. I'm going to discuss with you guys exactly why Donald Trump is arguably one of the greatest negotiators in history, okay? I'm going to break down in this little 3-minute video one of his last speeches to show you guys each different tactic he used to reframe the entire situation every time he was asked a question and to be able to drive his desired outcome and manipulate his audience. So I'm using the word manipulation right now because I also want to address something here. 2 things, actually. Number one, this is not about politics at all. I'm going to start doing this with movies. I'm going to start doing this with politics. I'm going to start doing this with other salespeople. I'm going to start doing this to show you guys it doesn't matter what scenario you're in, sales and effective communication is involved in anything in your life. And number 2, yeah, so if you think it's about politics, just fucking leave. Just leave the group because it's not about that. I want to show you guys exactly what Donald Trump did here in this 3-minute video that was able to take the commentators and everybody asking questions and how he's able to not only deflect but redirect and to be able to drive attention to his desired outcome. And it is absolutely without question, one of the highest forms of communication on this. So we're here right now. I'm going to make sure you guys can hear it. But number 2, let's see who's on right now. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for joining. And number 2, this is why it's so fucking important to understand you need ethics in sales. What I'm going to show you here today is going to define why you need ethics in sales. Okay? You need ethics in sales. I'm going to say it one more time because what I'm going to share with you today is going to make it abundantly clear that that influence, which Trump has a lot of, influence is driven by 2 things. It's either driven by inspiration, which is what I like to drive my influence off of: inspiration, results, getting results for people, and value. That's what I like to drive my influence off of. The other thing influence is driven off of is manipulation, to where you are basically twisting something into your favor, which is where things like the Wolf of Wall Street, you guys have probably seen that in Jordan Belfort's days where, he was on Wall Street. So that's more manipulation based, right? And as well as influence based with his staff, but more manipulation based to drive his outcome and monetary outcome. So, okay, let's dive into this right now that we have that pre-framed. By the way, what I just did there is called a pre-frame, guys. In case you're wondering what that was, you're framing the next step. Let me make sure you can hear this. Drop a 1 in the comments if you can hear what I'm about to play.
You tweeted about North Korea yesterday. Do you believe that they violated UN resolutions with the short-range missile launch? And does it give you pause at all to be appearing to side with a brutal dictator instead of with a fellow American, the former Vice President Joe Biden?
Okay. If you guys could hear that, drop a 1 in the comments. If you guys could hear the video, okay, kick ass. Let's fucking do this. So here's what happened here. He's getting asked a question that is intentionally framed to be able, because if you guys notice the way the question was asked, okay, because it's important to understand the way people ask questions, especially when they are super high level, and especially politics is a great one because they have to be so politically correct. That's why I was really excited to break this down, because the questions are just as high level as the answers are going to be. So the question here was putting him in the position to have to answer this question and say he's against America, okay? Because Joe Biden is obviously, running for president and whatnot. If you guys, I don't know if you follow politics or anything. He was a VP in Obama's candidacy. But I don't follow a lot of politics. But anyway, that's what the scenario is. So just so you have an idea of who Joe Biden is, because he's mentioned a lot in this. So what happened here is Trump was asked, do you side with the enemy or do you side with America? Okay, that's what he got asked. Now, I'm going to let you listen to this one answer, and then we're going to break down his answer because shit gets fire here, okay? And again, it's not about politics. It's just strictly about communication, period. Okay, so listen to this, and I'll break it down for you.
Biden.
Well, Kim Jong-un made a statement that Joe Biden is a low IQ individual. He probably is, based on his record. I think I agree with him on that. But
okay, so before he says the second part of it, answer, let's break this down. So right away, the question was framed to put Trump in the position to say, are you with America or are you against America? Okay, because of Trump's record. And it's clear that Trump has built these affiliations with other people that we have seen as enemies in the past as a country, as well as are, questionable in even the now time, right? So again, this is not about politics. I don't know all the dirty details of that. I do watch, CNN. I looked at the important highlights every morning. But what happened here in the answer to this question is he did two things. Okay. Oh my God, it's fucking brilliant. But again, ethics, guys, just take what I'm about to tell you into the right context and use it ethically in your processes. But the way this happened is he was able to reframe. Okay. So what he did is he took the question and he drew the attention to a third party. So what this does is we do the same thing with storytelling. Okay. So what he did is he put the attention to a third party, and then he used that third party to tell a story. Okay. So what that did is it took all ownership off of Trump. So Trump was no longer the person that was, quote unquote, making these accusations towards Biden about having a low IQ. So what he did is he drew the attention away to a third party, told a story, so this way he could alleviate ownership, right, and relieve that ownership, and then he agreed with the story, okay? Not agreeing, he didn't agree with them, he didn't agree with the enemy, he agreed with what the enemy said, okay? So make sure you're clear on understanding that. You don't have to, just because you agree with what someone said doesn't mean you have to like them or like who they are or like what they are or like anything about them, but you can like what they said, okay? So what Trump did, I'm gonna say this again before we get to the next part. So this question that was addressed to Trump, say, do you like America or do you basically not like America? Trump was able to deflect, reframe, and redirect, and to be able to get the positive attention drawn back to him by pushing this off to a third party. That third party told a story that we don't know is true or not, okay? And then Trump agreed with the story, and at the same time, it was able to disarm or to basically lower, if you will, right, his, in this case, his target, which is Joe Biden. So this is pretty intense, right? This all happened in just a few short seconds, guys, and this is super powerful. We're gonna get to the next step. Drop a 1 real quick if you guys are getting insane value out of this right now. You would love the book Win Bigly. Oh yeah, dude, I love this. Drop a 1 in the comments, guys, if you're getting value out of this. I love watching these, not just to obviously keep up on worldly events, but also because I love seeing how people communicate in politics. Not only because it's politically correct, but they're able to reframe things in a way that you don't really know if somebody's saying something or not. It's all a bunch of hoopla, but it's super high communication. So anyway, drop a 1 in the comments if you're getting anything out of this. So I know, because I want to do these videos more often. They're powerful. All right, we're going to get back to it.
at the same time, my people think it could have been a violation, as you know. I view it differently.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, all right, so let's break this down again. Again, this is 1 second, maybe 2 seconds worth of words. Holy balls. Okay, so here's what just happened here. He said, well, my people, okay, said, first of all, who are they? We don't know who the people are. So what he did is he did a generalization frame. Okay, he was able to say, my people, which we don't know if that's his mom, his wife. We don't know who that is. We don't know who his people are. Okay, so he was able to put the attention again on a third party. You see how he did that again? Okay, and we still have no idea. Okay, if that's true or not. And then let's go back one more frame here. I think it's like literally 1 second.
You know, I view it differently. I view it as a
right here.
think it could have been a violation, as you know.
Okay. So what he did there is he said it could have been a violation, as you know. So not only did he push it to a third party, but what he did is he said it could have been a violation, as you know. Okay. So not only did it push it to a third party, but he also, it could have been is like, obviously that's not for sure or not. And the reason why you want to learn how to do that is because when you're negotiating a deal and anything, digital marketing, anything in business, anything in life, anytime you make a statement, you make a factual statement, if you are going to say that, if somebody's really serious and they're paying attention to everything you're saying because they know that the outcome affects them, they will listen and hinder on every single word you say. So what Trump did here is he made it basically fugazi. We don't know if it is or if it isn't what he's claiming right now. And then what he followed that up with is, as you know. Okay, so what he's doing right now is he's assuming the sale. This is a piece to the sale already. Now he's closing out this thought process. So he said, as you know. So what he's basically doing is he's incepting the idea that the person asking the question is already familiar with this generalization that this third party's claiming. Right? Is anybody following this right now? Oh my God, this is powerful. Okay. All right. We're going to get to the next question and I'll break down the next piece. Okay. Drop a 1,000 in the comments. This is blowing you guys' mind right now. Like, I'm breaking this down. This is what I hear when I see things. Okay. When I hear things, when people talk or something happens, like there's certain type of linguistics that you want to pay attention to when people speak, and it's small little words, it's tonality, it's all the little stuff that make up what's happening and drives the desired outcome. So drop a 1,000 if you guys are just, this is blowing your mind right now. All right, let's get to the next part.
I view it differently. I view it as a man. Perhaps he wants to get attention, and perhaps not.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is a 3-minute video of just fucking mind-blowingness right now. So he's like, it's a man that wants to get attention. You know, so what happened there, okay, is he's incepting another idea that, again, he said, I'm assuming it's, okay, so there's no factual evidence here. So he's basically claiming that if somebody were to come at him and say, did you say this, or you claimed, he can say, no, I had assumed that it was, and clearly it wasn't. Okay. So do you see how this allows, like, for him to be able to, like, elude any type of accusation that would come at him? Because the way that he's phrasing everything is not a 100% factual thing. Okay. So, so anyway, he said, I'm assuming he is.
Who knows? It doesn't matter. All I know is that there have been no nuclear tests. There have been no ballistic missiles going out. There have been no long-range missiles going out. And I think that someday we'll have a deal.
So I think that someday we'll have a deal. So he went in. Somebody said, can you give an example in sales? So can you be more clear on when you say give an example in sales on which part that we were talking about? And I will do that. Guys, we only have 1 million in here. If you're not going to drop any 1,000s, I'm not going to keep breaking down salespeople like this. I'm going to do this for movies too. So if you guys are not getting anything out of this, I just won't put this live in the Facebook group anymore, and I'm only going to put them on YouTube. So let me know in the comments right now, a 1,000 if you guys are getting something out of this. Okay. So anyway, so what just happened here? We go back.
Going out, and I think that someday we'll have a deal.
But
okay. So first of all, he named every missile. So what he's doing is he's like, so he's listing everything out. So he already knows what people's problems are and what their concerns are. So he's listing each one of those missiles out. So this way people are reassured that it's not just missiles in general. So he's saying it's this missile, this missile, this missile, right? So that's the same thing if you're in a sale, okay, and you're dealing with sales, and then you're listing out based on what you know are all the prior concerns, based on market research or based on a ton of other calls that you've done in the past, you are able to know, okay, what their biggest concerns are. So what he's doing is listing those things out the same way you would list them in a sale. Hey, so let me assume, Mr. Customer, that You're probably tired of getting burned by Facebook ads people. You're probably tired of jumping into a deal on a contract and then being stuck in it. You're probably tired of, and then you start listing the things off. And they're going to say, yeah, I am tired of all that. They're going to say, yeah, I know. You're just going to agree with them. Okay. So you're incepting the ideas. You're basically reading their mind because you're saying what they're already hearing, and then you're agreeing with them as if it was their own idea. Okay. So that's how this concept is applying to that. So let's keep going. Oh, and then he confirmed that they're going to have a resolution, but he thinks that they will. So he's basically giving some positive reassurance, which is now starting to win over the audience. All right, on to the next thing.
In terms of criticism that you're sort of supporting a dictator instead of an American vice president?
Well, when I look at what's been done by our...
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going through this again, where he's trying to put it on Trump to say that they are supporting the dictator, the enemy, quote unquote, the enemy, rather than Joe Biden, quote unquote, America, right? Okay, so let me go to, okay, so he's getting asked this question again. So I'm gonna play the answer, okay? And because that's what the audience is trying to get out of him. They know what he's doing. They know that he's pushing the attention away. Maybe they don't know the exact reasons and steps and how he's doing it. Doesn't matter, but they're trying to get this answer out of him. So they're asking it again in a different way. It's called rephrasing. So they're asking it in a different way, which you should be doing in sales, by the way. It's not just asking the questions, it's also the answers. But when you rephrase a question in the sale, you want to do the same thing. Similar to how your kids, if you guys have kids, where they'll ask you for ice cream and they'll say, yeah, I want ice cream. And you'll say, no. They'll say, yeah, but I really want ice cream. I'll go clean my room. They'll say, no. Say, yeah, I really want ice cream and I'll do blah, blah, blah. Right? They're rephrasing the question and asking, which is asking the question differently. So that's what the audience is doing to Trump right now, to try to get that answer that they want. So I'm going to play it.
Our vice president and the president, when I look at the horrible Iran deal that they made, look what happened since I terminated the Iran deal. Look what has happened to Iran. Iran, when I first came into office, was a terror. They were fighting in many.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. So here's what just happened again, guys. Holy balls. Okay. So he gets asked again this very serious question. And then what he does is deflects by shining light onto another positive. Okay. He's like, look, I don't know. What I do know is this. Okay. What I do know is that I've done this. When I did this thing, the result was this amazing thing. Okay. That's what I know. And what I know is, and this, so he's deferring to facts now that he believes are facts. And here's a rule in sales, guys. Confidence closes. Okay. You could see how sure he is in his tonality. And if you are not 100% knowledgeable when it comes to politics, you're just going to fucking believe this guy. Okay. Like, and all I do is watch. I read for 30 minutes on politics every morning just to keep up on worldly events. But if you are not educated on politics, you would just fucking believe whatever he says because confidence closes and his tonality will draw you in, right? To want to say, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Let me get 1,000 down below if you guys are getting some crazy value out of this. I critique these in my head every day when I watch these things. So I was like, oh, I'll go live and do this. All right, so let's get to the next part.
Any locations all over the Middle East, they were behind every single major attack, whether it was Syria, whether it was Yemen, whether it was individual smaller areas, whether it was taking away oil from people. They were involved with everything.
Okay, so do you see what he did? First, he took the story and then he put it to a positive. He spun it to a positive and he said, I don't know, but you know what I know is how awesome this is and how awesome this is when I did this, when I did this. And then what now he's doing is deferring to all the major negatives. So now the negative isn't asking Trump is he for or against America. Now everyone's attention because Trump's done this, right? He's now taken everyone to like, oh, shoot, I didn't know all these positives were happening right now. Man, he seems really sure of himself. And then he's like, but now I have control of the audience, so I can take them in this direction. So I'm going to take them off of this path, move them over here, okay? So I'm going to take them onto my own rail, right? I'm going to derail them, take them into my own frame, and now I'm going to start telling them what the real negatives are. So now he's completely reframed it. You guys have probably already forgotten the question that he was asked. If you were just watching this, you would forget the question he was asked because Trump is so good at being able to paint the picture and to be able to redirect people's focus and derail them. Okay. The same thing happens when you're in a sale, guys. When you're in a sale for digital marketing, I'll just use this as an example because this group is for digital marketing. So when you're in this part of the sale and the customer is saying things like, excuse me. So when you're in this part of the sale and the customer is trying to say like, let me give you a better example. When the customer is trying to complete your sentences, you guys ever had that happen to you before? Where you're starting to talk and you say, yeah, and we can do like, what we're going to do is run Facebook ads and do blah, blah, blah. And they start to finish your sentence and you say Facebook. They're like, oh yeah, ads. Yeah, Facebook ads. Yeah, yeah. And they start to like ramble and get a little bit like that. That's because they're out of their comfort zone and they're afraid you're going to ask for the sale, or maybe they thought the price was too high. All of those things are happening right now. All right. And what you want to do when that happens is you want to be able to have a disruptive statement. So what Trump is doing, he's creating a disruptive frame to like derail them onto his own frame. Okay. So you want to have that type of disruptive statement to say, Mr. Customer, wait a second. I like your shirt. I just like it. It's great. They're going to be like, what? Exactly. You know what? Can I ask you a personal question? They're going to say, yeah, sure. You see what I've done? I've regained control of the conversation. You guys see how I just did that? When you're in a sale, you want to be able to do that. Let me give you an example too of a live sale that I just did on Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday of last week. So what happened was the customer did not want to join, revived it via email. We jumped on a call with them. And then when we jumped on the call with them, at the very end of the call, they're like, yeah, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this. And at the very end of the call, I said, how am I doing in sales? Am I doing good? She's like, yeah, you're doing great. I was like, awesome. Out of mutual respect, because I don't like to haggle, I'm not a car salesman. Out of mutual respect, I don't want you to haggle with me either. Here are the prices. That was it. See how you regain control of the conversation? So let's keep playing this.
Now they're pulling back because they've got serious economic problems. We have massive, as you know, massive sanctions.
God dang, this guy is just a freak. You guys, if you're not noticing the consistencies here, did you just say, and as you know, so what he's doing is now he's taken you on this emotional roller coaster, reframed you, like he's derailed the attention, put you on his frame. He's put you through this emotional roller coaster of how great he is and what the real negatives are in America. And then he follows it up with, but as you know. You see what that means? See what he just said there? He's incepting the idea of everything he just said is something that you are already currently aware of. So what that does is it alleviates you from being talked to, and he agrees with you to put you on this higher status, okay? So when you say something like, as you know, what it does is it makes the customer, or it makes the person that you're talking to feel like they already knew that. So they're not dumber than you, right? Because if you feel dumber than somebody else, you're not going to like them. You're not going to like it. I know people, if you're not in a comfortable position, you're not going to want to be there. Okay. So you never want to make people feel dumb. Like it's just a human nature thing. Okay. So you don't want to do that. So when somebody says, as you know, it makes them feel that they already knew that they are a higher status, right? That they understand the topic that you're talking about, even if they really don't, but it makes them feel like they do. So now they side with you a little bit more. Okay. And part of them actually feels like they should have already known it. Okay. So that's how you're able to win them over a little faster. A way you can do this in the sale for digital marketing that you'll see us do a lot. You can actually watch a lot of my YouTube videos, and now you're probably going to start catching on to me doing a lot of this stuff here. But the way that works is if you were to say something along the lines of, look, I'm not going to tell you something that you don't already know, right? But, and then you lead into the details. That's what just happened here. Same concept, different wording. So when you see me doing that in sales calls, that's why I do that, okay? It helps them know. So you say, look, you know, the cost per acquisition is going to be higher if you use this traffic source because of this, and this. And as you already know, based on your current sales cycle of roughly 90 days, right? If we were to do anything less than 90 days together, you can't expect to see a return. Now, I'm not going to tell you anything you don't already know. These are things you're already familiar with, right? And it might sound a little redundant, but we just like to get it out in the open. So this way, you know, it's on the table and we just all know that we know it. You see how that works, guys? You see how you can immediately make the customer feel like they should already know these things. And a lot of time the customer isn't super knowledgeable or doesn't know the details of those things, like the sales cycle. Okay. So there's a lot of customers that just don't know that, right? So they're trying to haggle you down to month, but their current customer takes 90 days to close and you only work with them for 1 month. Can they expect to see any results? No, they can't. Okay. They're not going to see any results. Okay. Because it takes 90 days to close a customer and they only want to work with you for month to month. Numbers, guys, numbers. You need at least 3 months to get an acquisition. See how that works? Okay. And back to this. Let's break it down.
And other things. I mean, we just said the other day, steel, copper, different elements of what they used to sell. The oil is essentially dried up. And
So when he says essentially dried up, this is, again, another generalization. So anytime you're using generalizations, you can't have accusations come back at you, and it's easy to elude those accusations because you can say, I never actually, that's not what I said, but what I'd like to do, because now it gives you the opportunity. This is called opportunities, guys. If you guys see cancellations as a negative, or if you see somebody yelling at you as a negative, or critiquing you as a negative, or criticizing you as a negative, you're wrong. Okay, I'm straight up come out and tell you right now, you're wrong. Those are opportunities. I fucking lived in the gym industry for people to come in and cancel their membership. I used to take all the cancellations because I saw them as opportunities. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody wants to come in and cancel. That means that something isn't going right. And I don't have to sell them on the gym. I just have to fix that one thing. Okay. We used to do something that was called a pick six. Whenever somebody would come in, not only would I save the account, but I'd sell their friend. They came in to cancel their membership. Their friend came in with them because they're in the car. Not only would I save the membership, I sell their friend. Okay. And it's easy to do because all you're doing is going in and figuring out that one problem. So anytime you see something negative, don't see it as a negative. It's a major opportunity. Okay. You need to be able to see the frame that way. All right. On to the next one.
I'm not looking to hurt Iran at all. I'm looking to have Iran say, no nuclear weapons. We have enough problems in this world right now with nuclear weapons. No nuclear weapons for Iran. And I think we'll make a deal. I think Iran, again,
Okay, so here's what happened here. He derailed all the negatives, right, that were he was being accused of in the past with Iran, right? And what he's doing is deflecting them and saying, I'm the good guy here because I'm making sure that nuclear weapons, which is the big problem, okay, big problem. He's not focusing on little problems. He's focusing on the big things. So he's being accused of a bunch of these little things, which are still actually big things. But Trump's being accused of all these little things, right? But instead of focusing on these little things he's being accused of, what he's doing is ascending the level of thinking. He's saying, I'm trying to stop nuclear war. You see how it works? Same thing for selling your customers, guys. When you're going in there and you're selling your customer in digital marketing, you're not going in to focus on, oh yeah, so I can get you a lead down by like $3, like swears. Okay, you're getting a lead for 10. I'll get you a lead for $7. Okay, that's not the fucking problem. Okay, the problem is that they're not converting their leads. They're not dealing with this internal issue, and nobody is bringing it to light because they're scared to lose the deal. Okay, so let me give you an example. That call I took last Tuesday, the same one I just gave you an example about, where I was able to like revive the deal that was lost via email. And then we were able to get them back on the phone, and still now they want to close. Okay. That's the same thing that happened to them. All right. So anyway, we're going to get to the next thing. Next thing here. Boom.
I think Iran has tremendous economic potential. And I look forward to letting them get back to the stage where they can show that. I think Iran, I know so many people from Iran. These are great people. It has a chance to be a great country with the same leadership. We're not looking for regime change. I just want to make.
Okay. So you see what he did there? We're not looking for regime change because he knows that more than likely Iran is watching this right here, the same clip that you and I are watching right now, guys. And the reason why that's so important is he is still trying to appease these other outside parties looking in that he's trying to build these partnerships with. So how this applies to the sale is you need to be very aware that if you're selling a room with a board, right, where they have multiple decision makers like C-level executives in the room, or this is another example, if you sell door-to-door, when I sold Kirby vacuums door-to-door, $3,000 vacuum, I knock on their fucking door same day, selling a $3,000 vacuum, right? this worked the exact same way. I'm going to give you both examples, and I'm going to tie it back into what you just saw here. So the way this works in digital marketing is whenever you see the entire room, you want to be able to get them to work with each other, okay? Or at least get them to all understand nobody knows what the fuck's going on, and you're the only consistent common variable, okay? Or the only variable that's consistent. There you go. So this way they are looking to you, right? So you're building that relationship with everybody in that room. Okay. So everybody in that room is looking to you as a person that is providing for everybody in that room. You're not against anybody, but you're helping people understand that they're actually against each other. See how that works? Same thing when I sold Kirby vacuums door to door. We'd walk in there. If for whatever reason one spouse wasn't for it or the other, I didn't want to attack one spouse or the other. I just wanted the other spouse to understand the concerns of the other spouse. So this way I'm the only consistent variable that's trying to drive like the assistance, like real assistance. I'm not against either person. I'm trying to provide the help. Okay, that's what Trump is framing here. Are you guys seeing that? Go, guys, drop a 55 in the comments if you guys are understanding what I'm saying right now. Okay, and you guys are getting value out of this video. Drop a 55 if you guys are getting that. I'm going to go to the next part of the clip here.
That clear. We're looking for no nuclear weapons. If you look at the deal that Biden and President Obama signed, they would have access, free access to nuclear weapons where they wouldn't even be in violation in just a very short period of time. What kind of a deal is that? So we can't have that. Plus, there were many other things they did that were very bad. So I don't take sides as to who I'm in favor, who I'm not. But
Guys, holy cow. Holy cow. All right, so this clip's basically done now, right? But let's go over this last part. So he's jumping in here and he's, again, making general claims. And first he's focusing on the Obama-Biden partnership, right? And instead of just focusing on Biden, he's also focusing on the decisions they made collectively. Because what he's trying to do is to make sure that if anybody is, because Obama still has an influence, so if anybody's still big fans of Obama, which would make them fans of Biden, he's trying to defuse that bomb, right? So he's trying to completely eliminate all the support from where Biden would get that support right off the bat, because Biden's not doing a whole lot of speeches and stuff. He's only making statements here and there right now. So basically he can lean on that support from Obama as well. So what Trump is trying to do is he's trying to derail that support from the root, which would be Obama, not Biden's resources, which Obama's a part of. But just to give you a little bit of background on that. So that's what he's doing here, right? So in the terms of the sale, if you're in digital marketing, you want to be able to eliminate the competition without ragging on the competition, right? Because all Trump said was they did a lot of bad things. It didn't work. Like they just did a lot of bad stuff. So he generalized it. So whenever you're in the sale, I like to do this, and you guys will watch, if you watch my YouTube videos and closing all these deals, you're going to realize that I do this. But basically the way it works is you want to say, look, Mr. Customer, at the end of the day, whether you work with me or not, I just want to make sure that the next person you talk to isn't going to try to sell you on things like, let me get you a guaranteed amount of leads, or let me come in and lower your cost per acquisition, or let me come in and lower your cost per lead. Okay. I don't want you to get sold on the garbage. All right. It's garbage. Okay. So whether you work with me or not, I just want you to be leery and to be cautious of signing with somebody that's going to try to sell you on that, when at the end of the day, that's not what you need, because you're telling me you're dealing with internal issues and nobody's ever brought that up to you before. So either you're going to work with a straight shooter or you're going to work with a yes man. And if you work with me, I want you to let you know that you're going to be dealing with a straight shooter. Okay. I'm not going to give you the fluff. If somebody else is trying to tell you they're going to get you a lower cost per lead, that's what scares me about you not saying yes to me, to work with me today, is because you're going to say yes to a yes man. All right. You're going to say yes to somebody that's focused on a lower cost per lead, when in reality, you could have twice as many leads closing at the same amount you are and still break even. It's not going to help your business. So you can see, guys, how I framed that, where I was basically able to derail the competition, because everybody else, the majority of people are coming in and trying to pitch on that. So now if anybody comes in and pitches on that, they're completely going to turn them away. See how that works? I'm saying things to them that haven't been said before because I'm authentic as fuck, right? I'll come in and I tell businesses that it's because of their internal issues. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. That business last Tuesday we revived and we're looking to close now on Tuesday and they're ready to close. It's because I brought that to their attention, They want us to work at 100% commission. Who, raise of hands, right? Put an emoji in the comments if you guys have had this happen to you before, where the customer wants you to work on commission only. Raise of hands. I called that shit out right away. And I was like, can I give you my biggest fear if we work on 100% commission? Typically what happens, based on my 4 years of experience seeing this, if we work on 100% commission, we're going to drive the leads. And I can only know that based on what we've already done and testimonials you've already seen. But what I haven't seen from you and what information you haven't been able to give to me is, will you close those deals? Will you close those deals? Okay. So the reason why I cannot work at 100% commission isn't because I don't want to, it's because you are not prepared for that. You have no internal data on cold traffic. You only have internal data on referrals, which is great. But let's say you close at half those referrals. Let's say I only bring you the minimum of leads that we know we can bring you based on prior historical data, okay, and experience and testimonials. Let's say we only do that. You told me you would need to see a 300% return on your ad spend in order to justify the spend. If you're closing at 50% right, or 40% on referrals right now, that means you're going to close at 20% on cold traffic. If you close at 20% on cold traffic, that means you're going to drive in 3 new customers. You drive in 3 new customers, you're going to see a 300% return on your investment. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Customer, I've actually never met the minimum requirement. I've always exceeded it. So knowing that, and knowing you're going to see a 300% return on your investment, what would stop you from trying me out for 3 months? See how that works? So we were able to draw the attention away from commission because I was authentic and I was actually addressing their true concern, which is their internal issue, because they have no historical data on closing cold traffic. So they are actually ineligible to work with anyone at full commission. And I also let them know that typically if they work on full commission, it's because either they're brand new or they're also going to charge you a retainer on top of that. So my question is, you want to work with somebody that already has historical performance and can actually get the job done for you? Or do you want to take a gamble? Like, whatever you decide to do, I just need a yes or a no. See how that works, guys? All right, this video is basically done. I'm going to finish this up.
Joe Biden was a disaster. His administration with President Obama, they were basically a disaster when it came to so many things, whether it was economy, whether it was military defense.
So, all right, guys, we're done with this clip. Let me know any questions that you guys have right now. I'll answer them. Yeah, guys, this was, we're going to stop sharing here and boom. Well, looks like I accidentally ended that video. So anyway, guys, watching this on YouTube, I accidentally ended that prematurely on Facebook. But if you're watching this on YouTube right now, I'm going to do more of these. And we're going to break this down and we're going to translate how this works in the sales cycle. So I'm pretty excited to start doing this. So anyway, if you guys like this, subscribe to the channel, like the video down below. Let me know other videos you'd like to see down below. I'm really, really excited to be dropping these. But yeah, guys, keep in mind, all these videos I put up are not necessarily about the movie that I'm critiquing or the politics or the salesperson. Like, I'm strictly putting these up to be able to break down how communication can work in any scenario and how the different levels of communication and what those look like. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Have an awesome week in closing deals.